UTP transformation plan started during the time of our second Vice Chancellor, Datuk Dr. Zainal Abidin Haji Kasim. At that point in time when we started, we see the need of transforming the university to become a research-led university. At the point when we want to start the transformation agenda, we have to communicate to the whole university to make them to understand why we are doing this. Yeah? When we look at the ingredient that will lead to the successful transformation of the university, what I can say is that it's divided into kind of three things. First is the people. Secondly, it's the system that we put together. And last but not least, of course, it's the infrastructure that we need in order to facilitate the transformation. Now, the first part is actually dealing with people mindset. And that was why we put a good communication package in order to communicate as clear as possible on what this transformation agenda is all about. And then what we need is to look at how we can put together a system that will create a conducive work culture for the university in order to undertake this transformation. And this is where we're looking at what would be the leading edge facilities that we need to put together for the university in order to perform this transformation. Now, on the teaching side, we are looking at transforming the way we conduct teaching. Even at the point when we started the university, we have always given the emphasis for our lecturers to not become lecturer but to become a facilitators of learning. And we have from time to time make an improvement. And there was one point in time in the year around 2012, 2013 where we begin to establish our Center of Excellence in Teaching and Learning. And from there, we look at how do we revolutionize the way we conduct teaching in order to suit, to ensure its success. Of course, there are risks that we are taking, but at the end of the day, when we set our mind, we persevere and we follow through with the transformation plan of the university.
Initially, the transformation was planned in 2009 after reviewing the academic master plan and R&D master plan. And together with that, we are also taking the corporate agenda of Petronas as well as plan strategic pengajian tinggi negara. From the planning, we have 35 key strategic focus, 55 initiatives as well as 159 action plan. And these 159 action plan, including the strategic focus as well as initiative, we clustered into 4 important domains. Firstly, we are clustering into competency, which include capability of our researcher in winning the research proposal. Secondly, we are clustering into leadership. Leadership means that how the lecturers have become the principal investigator in running a funded research project. Thirdly, we are clustering into research performance, which include in terms of publication as well as other areas which is award in research, etc. And lastly, how can we mold into a research culture? What is very important in the journey of transformation is the implementation of the plan. In order to monitor the plan, UTP had set up 2 committees. One, what is called as Transformation Working Committee, and the second one is Transformation Steering Committee. And we are monitoring the monthly progress of the implementation plan. And in addition of that, this working committee is answerable to the steering committee, which is reported every quarterly, and it was chaired by Yang Bahagia, our VC. And our duty was to facilitate, to have some analysis and gap analysis, and we presented all the reports in the steering committee on the quarterly manner. Any gap analysis that we face is going to be reported and get the feedback from the steering committee.
After the study done by the task force, it was determined that we have achieved most of the intended objective of the master plan, especially on the academic master plan. But the thing is that to see the result in terms of the research and development, the R&D part of the master plan. So hence there's a need for us to really transform the university from just being a teaching university to become a research university. And the study that we have done, when we did the study, it involved at least 30 people. And it cost us maybe less than 300,000 on the money spent for doing benchmarking, our hours spent. So it is much less than what we have to pay if we were to engage consultant. But mostly for me is that we involve our own people to do study. I mean, it developed the people and it developed our capability. When we do it on our own, the most important thing is that one, we learn. Secondly, when we involve so many people, it creates that buy-in from the people. But later come the next challenge, which is to cascade it down or to implement the plan. So when we do that, we have a lot of sessions, a lot of engagement with our staff. And for me, what is more important is that when you want to do something, it should come, even though of course you can say that it is top down, but at the end of the day, people must feel that they are part of the whole journey. For me, I remember certain people when they left the organization, they will decide saying thank you or apologizing to people. They will say, we hope that the transformation journey will be successful. That's what they say. That's what they have in mind. So I think the result, as you can see now, is one reason why I think we are where we are now.
I think when we first embarked on this transformation journey, the first impression that I got is why we need to do that. So basically, when we are looking at the needs of the organization to progress and move further in line with the direction of the university to achieve our target, particularly in relation to positioning ourselves as international partner of choice. Being in HR for the past more than 10 years, I believe that since the early stage of transformation journey, I believe the HR role is very critical to actually support this transformation journey. Through the outlined strategies and initiatives made by the committee, basically we are looking at increasing the number of lecturers with PhD qualifications. We need to actually increase the number of principal investigators. We need to increase the number of more people in research, particularly those who are coming in as postdoctorates. Providing the right environment for this group of people to actually work better in this university. I think the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, regards to the need for HR to actually look at the right balance to bring in this university is always very, very critical to ensure that the journey will be sustained throughout the years. And apparently with our involvement in providing the right awareness to our people also have been critical to change their way of doing things. We actually make that mandatory for them to actually, while they are doing teaching, they also need to focus on research, producing papers and whatnot. So basically that's kind of prerequisite for the university to actually grow within this transformation journey. So as I mentioned, HR played that biggest role, particularly in developing the setup of the university in a way in terms of changing the way people think about how to progress in order to ensure that our plan could be achieved.
I believe that UTP aspiration to become RU or research university in the lead of research university can be achieved because the PTS survey and PL survey clearly demonstrated that UTP staff, the important thing is their mindset is ready to change and ready to become global champion. Since my role in university work culture enhancement, so I have been involved since 2009 in this field. And then what we do is to have a good change management, because this one will change our mindset of the change of management to the staff. We had carried out several benchmarks to several research universities, for example, University of Science Malaysia, University Putra Malaysia. After the benchmark, also as well as syndication engagement with Petronas change management journey, we come up with a team change management initiative, and this is under I was one of the committee members. Then we start to come up with program, we roadshow to the staff, explaining to them why this transformation journey is needed for the industry. Then from that one, I was also assigned to look at the UTP organizational structure, how this organizational structure can be changed, can revised to help UTP to achieve its aspiration to become a research university. After this initiative, all this initiative, team has been established and set up for both academic and administrative staff to achieve transformation journey of UTP. As depicted in the UTP roadmap or milestone, there are a few stages that we have to achieve. For example, to achieve 6-star in Myra and in QS ranking in Asia. So the SBN has been monitored annually, and as of today, we have achieved all these milestones. I'm happy to say that we are on the right track.
My role in this transformation plan is basically to provide the task force with the information and certain data on how the other university is doing and how they do transform themselves to become a research university. So basically, I was given the task of doing the benchmarking for this task force. So I visited a few universities together with Dr. Rosalie Azli for almost 1 week, whereby we went to few universities, top 10 universities in Europe, including ETH Zurich, Imperial College in London, and Delft University in Netherlands. Besides that, there are other 2 universities that we also visited in London as well as in Zurich. After the visit, the task force came back and compiled all the information and provide this information to the committee. At the end of the day, it's up to the committee to decide what is the best model for UTP. And the RMC was given special task basically to transform the whole framework into a success. And this, I think we have done that because at the beginning, without the transformation, we are having, like say, for example, roughly around 10 grants. And after the transformation, we managed to secure roughly around 200 grants. So this is a big transformation, a big jump from a small number of amount of grants, for example, like 300,000 up to 5 million. So this is a big jump. And all this because of the support by the university and the researcher himself. So the researcher plus the system plus the structure has played a very important role in providing the support system to the whole university, and because of that we managed to be the top private university in Malaysia.
That is just one level of a game of jigsaw puzzle, which I call it a horizontal level. But with the transformation plan, it's more than that. Transformation plan is about shifting the mindset and everything. So at the beginning of a transformation plan, we figure out that we cannot only rely on transform key academic areas and research, but also it must be supported from others, like for instance, engagement communications, benchmarkings, organization, reorganizations. Perhaps we need to look also in terms of manpower planning, infrastructures and everything. So the whole of the plan is all about horizontal as well as literal transformation. Reflect back what we have achieved thus far, being 21 years of existence with all these ranking and rating achievements, our unstoppable momentum, enhanced visibility, our knowledge transfer, knowledge exploitation with the industry and community. I would feel to some extent we have achieved what we inspired at the beginning of the transformation plan. I really hope all these so-called global attraction will lead into a global achievements. If we are given one more chance to go back to the transformation plan, I would say constant and consistent communication throughout the whole walk of life is very much important during that time of transformation journey. The same message, the same communication has to send across so that everybody will be in the same platform, in the same song of the transformation journey. This is where we need to actually establish the change management team. Other than that, obviously, we need to have visionary leaders. We need to have people or staff that is agile and adaptive to the whole new environment. And when I say need, we need it simultaneously at one go.
During the early years, it was tough and rough as well. Back then, I was given the task or responsibility to look at closely on the R&D master plan. As one of the former director research-wise, especially deep water technology mission-oriented research director, development of the so-called roadmap itself took ages lah kalau tanya saya, macam bila nak lengkapkan roadmap ni. It was one of the daunting tasks. Number one, to get the roadmap completed. Number two, to get the critical human resources, the team, to form the team, to pasukan nak menjayakan whatever we plan, stage gate, milestone itu as per the roadmap. It was not an easy task because personally you have to do a lot of kata orang tu lobbying, finding the right people, getting the necessary so-called talent in. We were small, we don't have a sufficient number at that point of time. But alhamdulillah, I think with a lot of perseverance and strategic planning, we managed to get core group in, and then therefore it was business from day one. One of the key factors as one of the enablers for the transformation journey to be completed, which is about people. The other two aspects that also needs to be looked at carefully is what sort of technology. I mentioned about facilities. So facilities tie in carefully with the technology that we ought to have. Either you bring in or you develop it in-house. As well as the other element that is equally important in ensuring that the transformation journey can be fully satisfied and meet the UTP requirement per se, would be what sort of processes and approaches, including some of the so-called key mechanism that allows things to move smoothly. For instance, processes can be related to procurement. Processes can also lead to governance. At the end of the day, as one of the entity under the umbrella of Petronas, issue of governance and integrity is always hot and also being observed from time to time.
The two transformation exercises that I went through were very different. The first one, the transformation plan, which took place in 2008 and 2009, was mostly to transform the university from a very silo, from a very focused to departments kind of teams, to enable us to start doing multidisciplinary research activities, to enable researchers from various faculties, various departments to actually work together to start addressing a bigger challenge that requires multidisciplinary research. In the second phase of the transformation plan, it was a bit more challenging because at the time, most of the researchers already established an area of research under their groups, under their centers of excellence. So most of them are already driving towards one direction. So when we started the Pace Setter Action Lab in 2017, one of the aims was to get everybody to start focusing a bit more so that the university can actually deliver a much bigger impact for the community, for the industry, for the whole world in general. In developing a transformation plan, the most important for an organization to consider is not to limit the resources that will be required in order to develop a foolproof transformation recommendation. As an example, for UTP, in 2008, when we developed the transformation plan, the university really allocated a lot of resources for the team to actually go and do a proper benchmarking. For example, many of our team members visited top universities such as MIT, we visited Stanford, we visited University of Berkeley in California, we also visited Imperial College and a few other universities in Japan and Korea in order to learn how they do things, in order to learn from the horse's mouth, so to speak, rather than to actually just learn from books and references.
So what is this transformation plan? This transformation plan provides some strategic direction to your university to allow the university to accelerate and expedite the research activities within the university. Yeah. At that time, we were unclear. We were unsure the research direction, our research focus. We have never gauged our strengths and weaknesses in terms of research capability, research facilities, and as well as research expertise. So this task force assists the university to come up with this transformation plan. So this transformation plan, it was a reflection on what university wanted to be in the future. We wanted to be unique, we wanted to be different in terms of our research focus, research direction. We wanted to be bold in terms of our performance. We want to spearheading the frontier technology. We wanted to ensure within this short period of time, be able to stand tall as research universities in Malaysia. It wasn't easy. We want to gather all the academics to work under the same theme. We don't want to work in silo. We want to realign our research activities, research focus into common goal, common theme with the rest of the members. At that particular time, the constraint includes our manpower, includes our support system at that point. It was not easy, but Alhamdulillah, I think we managed to pull up. We managed to somehow deliver. Especially, we need to stretch our capabilities in delivering the KPIs, in delivering the deliverables that we have set within this transformation plan that we have outlined.
In 2012, I was picked to lead the transformation journey unit of the whole structure of transformation plan. It was a very big task for me. It's a big challenge because it is not my area basically. I've been dealing with engineering, but I was tasked to lead this transformation journey. I had a big task in the transformation plan where I was put in charge of transformation journey. Under transformation journey, I was responsible for engagement and communication and also for organization structure. So with the guidance with Prof. Hitler, we did it. I had lots of guidance from him and I actually enjoyed with my role to engage with people and staff, and I feel it is, I own it, I deliver it with shared success and also with focused execution with the help of the team members. So today I can actually feel proud to see the university changing into a full-blown research university, which is testified by all the awards that we win and all the recognitions by QS, Times, Higher Education and so forth. So it worked, and we need to remain united as a team in order to achieve bigger things in the future. So I thank the university for the opportunity for me to grow with the university, and I am proud to be one of the UTPians.
We decided to move to become a research university. This was, to me, a very important move for the university. At that time, Malaysia was moving towards research university transformation. So what we did was to form a transformation committee, and I was then given the task to look into leadership development of our academician. So it was a new challenge for me, and it took me quite some time for us to get this thing moving. But Alhamdulillah, we were able to do our part, and I was able to contribute towards the development of our bench of new leaders through various programs so that we can have continuous leadership development among our people. So my task in the transformation was looking at leadership development of our academic staff so that they can become the new leaders of the university. And that's what we see today. People like Dr. Rosdi, Dr. Jeffrey Zal, and then all the heads of department, they came through this pipeline of this leadership development. So this transformation was very critical for us, so that UTP will be seen that we are also good in research, and because with research you also have good publication, and that will take us in terms of our ranking for the university. So that was my role in that transformation of the university. It was very challenging and it was very critical for us, and we have made that jump. Because of that, UTP is now regarded as among the best university in the country today. Number 1 private university and top 6 in the country today. So we are now moving to be among the top 100 in Asia in the next few years, inshallah.
Looking at where we are now, I believe to a certain extent the university has successfully executed its transformation agenda. Why I say that to a certain extent we have successfully attained the transformation agenda, this is by simply looking at the indicators out there, the independent indicators, measures that we use in order to show how well has the university progressed. For a start, on the national level, we are looking at the MIRA and SETARA indicator, where the university has already scored maximum 6-star. Now, at international level, when we started to pitch the university performance around 2013-2014, we started from, on the QS star rating, we started from 3-star. But we have quickly jumped to a 5-star rating within about 2 to 3 years' time. And from then on, it actually get us into the ranking of QS as well as THE. On the world ranking, we are now, for QS, we are now around top 500, top 500 to 550, and on THE, we are about top 650. I'm talking about world ranking here. Yeah. And as far as Asia is concerned, we have now entering in close to top 100 university in Asia. And there are also a number of other indicators which have consistently point to the fact that UTP has attained considerably in terms of its reputation building in the international arena.